Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of See You in the Morning. I am your host, of course, Cletus Caston. I'm excited to be here with you all. I really am. It's a good day. It's a happy day. It's a good time in the city. I'm excited to be here with y'all. I know y'all are excited to be here with me. If this is your first time hearing this, you are about to experience something so cold. I'm excited about today, man. If you were returning to watch, well, thank you for returning. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I'm grateful for it. So let's go ahead and start it off the way that we started off, man. We start this show off every day by speaking to people. I mean, and that's a little thing to do that makes a big difference. Now, I know speaking to people is cultural. Speaking to people is a cultural thing. If you are from the New York region, if you from up there, you don't speak to folk. That ain't something they do up there. That is not their claim to fame. They ain't out here speaking to people. You speak to people up north, it's a problem. In the South, if you don't speak to people, it's a problem. They got two different ways of viewing speaking. But I was always taught if I ain't sleep with you, then I got to speak with you. So that's what I'm about to do today. I'm about to speak to everybody that I see up here on my live. And I'm glad that y'all are here. So the way that I do it, first of all, is I give awards to the first three people that speak. The first three people that speak, you get a little something. It's not monetary at all. You can't spend it in stores, but it says to me that I said to you that I care. That's what it says to me. It says to me that I said to you that I care. And so I'm gonna go ahead and hit y'all with that. And so the first three people that speak, they get a little prize. And we're gonna start right at the top with the bronze medal, the Kim Cat Thomas Jones. She said H morning. I don't know. HM. I don't know. She's saying Maybe she's saying happy morning instead of good morning. Maybe she suffers from the same thing I suffer. And sometimes the fingers go the wrong place. Every now and again, your finger slips up and it doesn't go in the right place. And sometimes it ends up being pleasurable. Sometimes it doesn't. You just got to work on it. You just got to have better finger placement. That's what it's all about. Hokey pokey. All right. Getting the silver medal this morning is Franita. Franita Rollins-Dell. Franita. Oh, Franita. Good morning. And winning the gold medals, my favorite Zeta, Courtney Weston Murphy. Good morning to you as well. Coming in, rounding the rest of it up, Lynette Smith. Good morning. Crystal Sex Appeal. Good morning. Christina Crystal Waters in the building. Good morning. Katrina Britt Reynolds. Good morning. Chevelle Williams. Don't know we've seen Chevelle's name on here before, man. If this is your first time, Chevelle, we welcome you once. We welcome you twice. We welcome you three times. That's kind of how I learned that in the church. They teach you that in the church house, that you go out there and you speak to everybody. Kelly Harper, good morning. Jackie Bright Riddick. I just don't know, Jackie, what you do for a living, but you should probably sell real estate. I would buy real estate from Jackie Bright Riddick. I would do it in a heartbeat. Crystal Tasty Pinnell in the morning. Wilberta Carter, good morning. Lakeisha Felton coming in. Welcome everybody. A happy Friday Eve, the day before Friday. That's what it is. That's what it is. Brianne Chavon, change her name. Shannon, good morning. Lisa, good morning. I have a date with Lisa. Oh, we follow Lisa with Lisa, so now we Lisa, and this is a cult jam. Now we are in here. I don't want to say cult because there's some Christians in here. You say cult, they'll start throwing oil at their computer and all that kind of stuff. And I ain't got time to be paying for y'all oils because I said cult. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my hoodie here. This is an older hoodie. I've used it a lot. I went out this morning. My man Shane Thomas. Shane, I ain't forgot to call you. I just haven't called you. Tanya Williams, good morning. So we're going to start it off today. Today's a Talk About It Thursday. Quick show today. I got an appointment with my cardiologist today. That's my heart doctor. The cardiologist gets in there and they looks at you. All right. And so I'm going in and doing that. Shahar to Smoot. Shahar to Smoot. Shahar to Smoot. Shahar to Smoot. She's in there. So good morning to her. So I'm going to the cardiologist this morning, and since we talk about Tuesday, we'll talk about stuff that's getting on my nerves today. Today is a day for me to get some stuff off my chest. Not my man boobs, they're there. Man boobs ain't going nowhere, and the man boobs are stuck. You know, when you start talking about getting stuff off your chest, you can't never get your chest off your chest. That's been one of the things I've been really working on is getting my chest off my chest, and that hasn't been working. The chest has been here. The chest don't seem to go anywhere. I keep my chest on my chest, but everything else, it seems to go away. It seems to go away. But today I'm getting some desk stuff. Did I say today? It's Thursday. What did I say today? Did I say today was Tuesday? Today is Thursday. Whatever day today is, it starts with a T. Talk about it Thursday. So I'm getting some stuff off my chest. Thing number one I want to get off my chest is I don't like doctors. I realize why black men don't go to the doctor. I don't know why y'all women love to run down to the doctor. Y'all run down to the doctor to get everything done. You get your boobies smushed. You get your smear papped. You get all kinds of all that. You get your pap smeared. You do all kinds of. Y'all just run to the doctor. Anytime a woman feels anything, she goes down to the doctor. Men, we just deal with it. I realized doctors are some of the most worrisome people in the world. I had a doctor's appointment. My doctor's appointment is a day. They started reaching out to me every day since last week to make sure I'm coming to this appointment. I don't know if doctors have abandonment issues. I don't know if people cancel doctor's appointments that much, but they are worse than telemarketers. I got emails, calls, texts. They sent somebody by the house. It's been so much happening with this doctor's appointments. These doctor's appointments get on your last nerves. And then they don't treat you right. They want you to be there 15 minutes early, but they'll take you 20 minutes late. They want you to come in 15 minutes early, but they'll see you 25 minutes late. What is the point of me coming in 15 minutes early? Then they want to charge you 15 to 20 minutes. They want to charge you if you don't show up or if you late. But let them be late. They don't take nothing off. They don't take a thing off. If I get in there early, you should take a little bit off of what I did. But there you go, and you know you're going to be late. That doctor's office is held up. You sitting there and you draw. And that's the other thing. If you're going to be late, be late. But if not, take a little something off of mine. Then, if you know you finna be late, leave me in the waiting room. Leave me in the waiting room. Walgreens, they say Walgreens is worse. Walgreens worse than too. I know I got a prescription. Real drug dealers don't call you. If Walgreens wants to be a real drug dealer, stop calling everybody. Real drug dealers don't call you. Second of all, if y'all gonna be late doctors, if there's any doctors out there that listen, I see my friend Rhonda, she's not that kind of doctor. She's a doctor. She's a learned doctor, but not that kind of doctor. Let me tell y'all something, doctors. If y'all finna be late, don't try to pacify me by taking me back in the room early. That don't work either. I don't like that either. That's what they'll try to do, thinking you ain't gonna be upset. They'll take you back into the little room and make you wait. Instead of you waiting in the waiting area where it's at least a TV and some magazines, they'll call you out, then sit you back in the little room, and they'll be like, doctor, be with you in just a moment. Knowing the doctor ain't gonna be there for 45 minutes. Now there's nothing in there for me to do but mess with all of your sensitive medical equipment. I ain't even gonna lie to you. When you leave me in that little room, doctors, I have a number of HDs. It's 80 of them. I've got 80 HDs, and if I got 80 HDs and you leave me in that room by myself, I've been checking my own ears. I still haven't been able to see in it yet, but I put a little thing in there. I stick it up my nose. If y'all can't give me too much time, it's gonna be other crevices. I'm telling you that now. I'm looking through there. I'm going through your cabinets to see what y'all got in there. If I got a bag or something, I done took some gauze and some tissues and all kinds of stuff. I'm telling you now, doctors. If y'all leave me in that room by myself, I done weighed myself 37 times. I must just draw on that little paper that's on there that you got me laying on. And that's not an appropriate sheet. Let's just talk about the sheet. That's not a sheet. Notebook paper is thicker than that sheet. You're not separating me from that bed. That's like when they say nothing can separate me from the love of Jesus. Well, it definitely ain't gonna be that sheet that y'all roll out. That little thin piece of paper. Let's talk about stuff that's thicker than that piece of paper that you put on there. I'm gonna tell you what's thicker. The paper that you roll out, for weddings, that's thicker. Toilet paper, thicker. Everything is thicker than that sheet of paper that you telling me is protecting me from the last pair of cheeks that laid on that table. I've gone cheek to cheek with strangers because that paper is not thick enough. I don't care what y'all try to tell me. That paper is not thick enough. I've got cheek residue on my cheeks because of the cheeks that were there before. It's cheek residue up there. You ain't finna lie to me. I know it's old cheek up there. I know it's something. If we go in there and blue light that room, it's gonna be so much cheekness on that table. Because there ain't no way you protecting us with that little thin piece of paper. You can see through it with no problem. And any move you make, now I have been to some places where they keep it thick, but most of those little sheets of paper, super thin. You gotta also give a shout out to now I know y'all are reading it as wheat. That's not what she's saying. That's my good friend Tamara, like a camera. She's saying what? Because that's what she said. She doesn't say what. When she's really confused by something I say, she said what? So got to give her a shout out. Yesterday was her 41st birthday. So merry birthday to you, Tam. She's my business partner, even though most of the time she stopped doing business with me because she went and did some other business ventures. So she just so I'm really like her side business partner. Like her official business partners, she always be shouting them out. I'm like the side business partner that you keep in the back and you don't tell nobody about. But we got some great ideas and stuff. So merry birthday to her. She was out being Mexican yesterday. And I just love everything about what she does. And she got a new transport business. So if you down at the aeroporto and you need transportation and you don't feel like waiting on the Ubers and all them stuff, she got a transportation service right there at the aeroporto. So you can go right there. You get off your plane, and you be like, I need transport, and they can go and transport you. They can go and transport you. I'm not a silent partner. That's the problem, Tom. If you know me, I'm not doing anything silently. I plan on talking when I first have sex. When I finally break out of this virginity, I'm probably gonna talk my way through it. I'm a talker. It's what I do. I talk. I've always been that way. So I'm not a silent partner. I'm definitely making noise. But she treats me like a side chick, but as a partner. She treats me like a side partner. She always treats me like a side partner. She loves all her other partners, but me. I know, Lakeisha. I got to get myself the guy. I need to know my worth, King. I'm out here being a side dude. I need to know my worth. I need to know my worth. Nicole Lewis in Boston, good morning. So that's the first thing that I'm upset about. Second thing that I'm upset about today on this Talk About It Thursday before I go to this appointment. Second thing I'm upset about is yesterday I was going through my emails and I get a lot of emails. Stuff gets emailed to me all the time. People want me to do stuff for them. It's just emails and electronic messages. It's better than phone calls because I don't like to answer the phone. But I ain't trying to get all these emails. So yesterday I got an email from Uber. And what Uber did yesterday was Uber decided to just give me all the rides I took for Uber in April. Now, I don't mind Ubering. Not locally. I just drive when I'm home. But when I go places, I leave the driving to them. If don't nobody come and pick me up, I'm gonna leave the driving to an Uber driver. I'm gonna let an Uber driver drive it. If I'm in LA, I'm not trying to drive in LA traffic. I'd rather just sit back in the back, listen to some music, relax, don't think about it, and let them be stressed. Let the driver be stressed. I rode with a guy in a Tesla. He said it was the best thing ever for him to do. He bought a Tesla off of his earnings from Uber, and he said now he just put it on auto drive. And so both of us in the car chilling. We both just chilling. We broke out, started playing some spades, had some drinks. It was a good time. It was a good time, you know. I leave the driving to Uber. So Uber will give me a monthly report of all my rides and how much I spend and this, that, and the third. I don't know if I can write that off on my taxes, but I'm going to try because I don't get excited for tax season like some people. Some people get excited about tax season. I know I got to pay taxes. There's nothing exciting about it for me. Uncle Sam is my least favorite relative. No, he's not. It's some of my real relatives that I don't like a lot more than I don't like Uncle Sam. But that's a whole different show for me to talk about that. So Uber sends you a report. Now, on this report, you got your name, your account number. Then there's going to be a little number underneath it, right? And so I saw a little number underneath my name, and the number was 4.82. 4.82, right? 4.82. That was my rating as an Uber rider. 4.82. I immediately got upset because I demand perfection out of myself. I should have been a 5.0 rider. I don't know which one of these little drivers came out there and rated me below a 5, but I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't appreciate it. I don't like it. I feel like that's going to follow me. I feel like that's going to follow me for the rest of my life. I feel like people can tell, ooh, he's a 4.8. And Uber, I went to go complain, and Uber was like, don't feel some sort of way if you're not a 5.0. Very rarely are people 5.0s. Anything can make your driver rate you a little lower from you slamming the door by accident or blah. No, here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to sully my good name out here in these Uber streets by making me a 4.8 rider. I am a 5.0 rider. I know a lot of you ladies think y'all are 5.0 riders, and we be thinking in our heads you ain't but a 4.8, but that's not what I'm getting in my life. My life, I'm about that 5.0 life. I don't ever berate my Uber driver. They can be late, they can be drunk, their car can smell like old baby, and I still will give them that 5. I might not give them a tip, but I will give them that 5. I'm going to give you that 5-star because that 5-star keeps you working. That 5-star keeps me riding. That 5-star is the difference between me getting a ride in a bad neighborhood and somebody looking at my rating and being like, nah, cuz I can't do it. I can't do it. You gonna give me my listen. Martin Luther the King didn't march for me to be a 4.8. Matter of fact, if Uber had been around, I don't think Martin Luther King would have marched at all. We wouldn't even needed the bus boycott because everybody would have took an Uber and we would have been able to put the money back into the black community. Because it won't but maybe 3 cars back then. So y'all would have worked Mr. Leroy to death driving all y'all to work, but it would have worked and he would have been rich. Y'all would have paid his little car off. He ain't had nothing but a little Chevrolet, a little T-model Ford. That's all he had. He'd have got you to work, though. It was reliable. You could drive back there with no license and not even know how to drive. Y'all seen Color Purple? That lady ain't know how to drive to save her life, and she was going to drive all the way back across town with a stick shift. With a stick shift, with the big stick. That jam came all the way up the hill, and she was going to drive all the way around there, but she ain't know them people. She ain't know them people. I don't know them. Ruin that whole day. Color Purple gets on my nerves. We'll talk about it Thursday. We always consider Color Purple to be a classic movie, but let me tell you something. That is the epitome of black pain in a movie form. And I don't know why we force ourselves to watch The Color Purple to like it. Nothing positive happened in The Color Purple. You name me one thing positive in The Color Purple, I give you time. I give you time. You can't come up with nothing positive in Color Purple. There was pedophilia. There was pretty much sex slavery, whoredom, bootlegging, food poisoning, everything that you could think of in that film. Sexism, racism, all kinds of isms, prison. There was Oprah's draws. We should have been giving our money back for Color Purple just for having to see Oprah's draws blow up in the wind like that. Steven Spielberg knew what he was doing. Steven Spielberg knew what he was doing. The fact that we always talk about how bad of a man Mr. was. Mr. was a bad man. He was a horrible person. But can I tell you, Celie and whatever her sister's name was, me and you can never part. Celie's daddy was trash. Mr. was trash. Celie's daddy was garbage. Let me tell you something. You can't come to my door, grown and old, looking at neither one of my prepubescent daughters. Nettie, that's her name. Nettie, Celie and Nettie's daddy was horrible. You came in there and you seen that old man come to the door and you gonna go and just give one of your daughters away? Ain't no way. That movie should have never happened. That grown old man would have came to my door asking about, he can't ask about Nettie. Nettie was the young one. Nettie had to be 10. You come to my door asking me about my 10, 12-year-old daughter and how you ready to take her to the meat packing district. So that's all he was doing. You come there, you gonna tell me you gonna take my daughter to the meat packing district. You about the horizontal hunch on my daughter. You about to take my daughter and make her yours. No, sir. I'd have shot him immediately. And then you ain't even had the common decency to be like, no, okay, your nasty hind pots. What you did was you looked and said, no, she's too good for you. He was a stepfather. He would have got stepped on. I'm gonna tell you that. Then he ain't had no right to get Celie away then. He's a stepdaddy. You looked over and said, no, you can't have Nettie. Nettie's too good. She's worth too much. Now you can have Celie. Now she's ugly. She's ugly, but she works hard. You described her. You listen. He started that movie by describing Celie like a prize mule. It ain't a looker, but it works hard. She described him like a truck. That's how I talk about my truck. If you ever see me in my truck, I tell you all the time, this is my truck. That truck works. But it ain't a looker. But it'll get you where you gotta go. That's what she did. It ain't a nice vehicle, but it'll get you where you gotta go. Just nasty. The daddy wanted Nettie for himself. I love my truck. Me and my truck, we is in it. But you thought about that? I wish a nigga would. And y'all say that was the times, whatever. But we glorify color purple like you crazy. Princess said, I assume you fixed the horn. I fixed it all right. I cut that thing off, took the fuse out. I ain't got no horn in that truck. That truck got character. Ain't got no horn, though. Took the horn right on out. I ain't went to go fix it yet. I'll fix it at some point. I still love my truck. Ain't got no horn in it, though. Took that horn right on out of there. If anything ever happened, I just yell real loud. I had somebody run out in the street in front of me the other day, and I opened the door. Hey! That's all I do. You don't need a horn. What you using a horn for? Now, they say that she got that nasty woman's disease. That's a classic line. Now, what up, though, JP? Here's the thing. The fact that they called it the nasty woman's disease, I really picture in my mind, and I ain't always that bright. I picture in my mind, what y'all not going to do is judge my truck for not having a horn in it. I took the horn out. Something went wrong. My horn was going off at 3 in the morning, just going off. And so I took the fuse out. I just disabled the horn. What y'all not going to tell me is that there weren't doctors in that time that diagnosed you with the nasty woman's disease. It was some doctors back then. You went to the doctor, they be like, you got nasty woman's disease. You just a nasty woman. Because I don't think they was using condoms and stuff back then. I don't even know if that right there was what Donnie McClurkin was singing about when he sang about that no condemnation. That was it right there. Back in that day, won't nobody use no condom. Matter of fact, they were back there. The only condom, the only thing you had to do was you had to pull the foreskin back. Because I'm not passing inspection. That's the whole point about it. So I ain't gonna pass inspection. That means I'm gonna go get my truck inspected. Who does that? Losers is who. Not getting my truck inspected. I look at it every morning. It works. I don't need the validation of a white man to tell me that my truck works. I know my truck works. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going down there. Y'all not going to tell me what to do about my truck. Y'all ain't going to tell me whether my truck works or not. My truck works. I drove it down here, didn't I? Inspect that. I drove it here and I drove it out. That means it works. That's all I need my truck to do. I'm not going to sit here. That's your problem. That's where the black man fell down. We started letting the white man tell us when our vehicles was good enough. I'm not going to let that white man get in there and tell me whether my vehicle, I know the worth of my vehicle. You're not going to come down here and tell me whether my vehicle works or not. I can tell it works. I done seen lots of cars that pass inspection but break down. Not finna tell me whether my car's good enough. Prince, if you know a guy that inspected no matter what, man, then you send me to him. You inbox me his information. That's right. Her biological dad died. Yeah, I remember everybody dying. That was a lot. You had to go late to find all that out. You really had to read to get all of that. But no, I won't think about it. I won't think about it. What else was I finna talk about? I talked about The Color Purple being a bad movie, horrible. Now everybody need that information. Listen, we talked about Color Purple being a horrible movie. Black people fantasize and romanticize and made Color Purple a good film. There was nothing redeemable about Color Purple. Color Purple overall, garbage. Okay? We take black trauma and we enjoy it. Garbage. It was a garbage film. But we embraced it. You took that girl. Y'all try to tell me how in the world did Nettie get all the way to Africa? You telling me they had money in them missionary groups back then that send people to Africa? I'm calling you a liar. They barely had enough money to get her out that little one-out white outfit. And they send her all the way to Africa? You know how hard it is for us to get missionary groups to Africa now? And Nettie just out there in the streets with nothing. Nasty woman's disease. She ain't bathing. Mr. Put her out. Where'd she go? How did she support herself? What did she do for money? No, man. No, Nettie was out there. Nettie hold her way to Africa. Tell y'all that now. I read the book. I can't remember how she got to Africa. But you just pick up and had no money and just go to Africa. You could get up and go to Africa any day. Every day they had somebody going to Africa. You try to tell me that in them times it was easy to go to Africa. You could just get up and be like, hey man, what y'all gonna do today? Hey, I don't know. Africa open? Yeah, let's roll over there. That's what we did? No, cuz I can't believe it. Them people, and I know Suge had the nasty woman's disease. Suge was a nasty woman. There was so much little stuff in that movie that we should have been protesting. Now, one of my favorite lines in that movie was when you had a your way, I had a mine. I'm not saying it wasn't a good movie, JP. It was just garbage. Just because it was a good movie don't mean it wasn't garbage. New Jack City, to me, was a great film, but it was garbage. The imagery that they put in there, the things that they told everybody, you didn't want that. Yeah, now Suge was playing. You know, Suge was playing on both sides of the fence. Suge loved everybody. She was omnipresent with her love. She gave it to everybody. In the book, she gives it to Celie. She gives it to Celie. Now, Chuck and Tyler, one of my favorite people. I'm gonna tell y'all a true story about Chuck and we went to college together. She went on to have a successful life, get married, have kids. I just went on to remain a virgin. And Chuck and we used to talk a lot, but we never talked a lot on purpose. We used to talk all the time, but never on purpose. I didn't know she was the utmost authority on The Color Purple, but we used to talk a lot, but never on purpose. For some reason, there was somebody that Chuck and really liked whose name was close to mine in her phone. And so back in that time, she used to butt dial me all the time. Never on purpose. Never called me on purpose, but we were able to talk all the time due to her phone butt dialing me. All the time. It let me know she had my number, that she was okay, that her cheeks were still moving. Because she'd butt dial me all the time. But now that the technology in phones has increased and all that kind of stuff, I get nothing. I ain't talked to Chuck and in years. Ever since they started upgrading iPhones and Androids, I've heard nothing from her. Now she makes all her calls on purpose, and none of those calls are to me. That's gonna be in my behind the music. I'm gonna talk about that and that. Yana, I would love to talk about Beloved, but I heard that Oprah and whatever the other black man were both naked in that film, so I refuse to watch it. There are some great movies that are garbage. They're garbage for the community. I think Do the Right Thing is a great movie, but it's not garbage. Like, Do the Right Thing is a great movie, not garbage. Great message, great way to get it across, not garbage. What's the movie that I like? Rosewood. We don't talk about Rosewood. Now, people don't give Rosewood the credit it deserves. Rosewood was a fantastic movie. Sad on every level. They shot Florida Evans, and when they shot Florida Evans in that movie, everybody except me was sad about Florida Evans dying. I was happy because I believe she deserved it. Not for anything she did in that movie. In any way. Rose was fantastic. She didn't deserve to die from anything she did in that movie. She did nothing wrong in Rosewood. I still believe she deserved to die from Good Times. Florida Evans is the most toxic mother in the history of black mothering. Them kids was out of the ghetto. That family had gotten out of the ghetto hundreds of times if it had not been for Florida Evans. James died for Florida Evans. If it was not for Florida Evans, that family would have been out of the ghetto. Look at that. She was written as one of the biggest propaganda pieces against black people to hold us back. Now, Esther Rolle was fine as a person. Let's not confuse my hatred for Florida Evans with Esther Rolle. Esther Rolle was just fine. Esther Rolle was fine. Florida Evans, horrible. Look at it. They got you can check a thread out. They got a thread about it. She was physically abusive. She pushed the agenda of white Jesus. Michael was overcoming over and over again when she refused to let Jesus be black. When Michael told Florida Evans that George Washington was a racist because he owned slaves, Florida Evans pretty much just kissed the ground that George Washington walked on. Florida Evans. Florida Evans, she didn't even have principles. Florida Evans, horrible person. Listen, in season 4, the Evans family was again facing eviction. And to pay the rent, JJ does what a man does. He goes down there and does whatever he can to help his family pay the rent. JJ goes and takes a bet on the horses and wins. Instead of being happy, Florida kicks JJ out of the house for paying the rent. The family could have got $5,000 if she would have gotten a commercial to promote a health tonic. All she had to do was say she drank the tonic every day, and she refused to be an actor because she didn't use the tonic every day. James Evans would have had a job, $100 a day, to tour with Reverend Sam. $100 a day. They'd have been out of the ghetto for good. Florida, no. James would have had a great job in Alaska. Enough money to get everybody out, but Florida didn't want to be by herself. Terrible human being. Florida Evans, terrible human being. Horrible mom. Florida Evans single-handedly kept that family in the ghetto. Single-handedly. handily. Y'all don't want to accept the truth about Florida Evans being a horrible dude. James found $27,000. Do y'all know how much money that was in that time? James found $27,000. Found it. James, he been working 3-4 jobs at a time. Found $27,000. Here go Florida. You got to turn that in, James. Cousin Raymond was going to get him an apartment. But he couldn't get an apartment because he played the horses. Not because he was a drug dealer. Not because he was a murderer. He legally gambled on horses. Florida Evans, man. All that. James died. She married Carl, who was an atheist. Less than a year after James died. She jumped right back in it. James. She was terrible. Florida Evans. Y'all got to watch her. Y'all got to watch her. I'm getting ready to wrap up, man. I got to go to this doctor so they can poke and prod me. I'm telling y'all, Florida Evans, if you go back and watch the lens, watch that show with the lens of how bad Florida Evans was, the only Flo I respect is from Progressive. She might have been a horrible man too. James died. Listen, all that she did, everything she did was go to church, go to church, go to church, go to church. James, why you don't go to church? James, why you don't go to church? James at least believed in God. James died. She married an atheist in a couple days. I don't respect Flo Evans. Flo from Progressive is the only one I respect. I don't respect Flo Rida. I don't respect Florida Evans. That's it. I don't respect the woman's Flo. That's it. I don't have it. I don't have it. James didn't want her to go to school. James didn't want to go. That was a whole nother bill. James knew what he was doing. She wasn't gonna do nothing but turn it into a whole nother bill. They couldn't even afford encyclopedias, and you want to go to school. It's crazy. All right, I'm gonna try to answer these last couple of questions. People asked me about some shows. How did I feel about Dreams Girls? Listen, I felt great about Dreams Girls. Jimmy Got Soul. If nothing else, Jimmy Got Soul is in there. That makes it all worth it. Jimmy Got Soul makes that whole thing. Dream Girls was interesting. Effie White, it was awesome. Only negative you can go with Dream Girls is they put Beyonce in it. And I know the Beehive is probably going to be all on me, but it's not her strength. Acting is not Beyonce's strength. She's great at a lot of things. Acting is not Beyonce's strength. We got to all know our strengths and weaknesses. I'm just telling you that now. We all know our strengths and weaknesses, and that is not a strength of Beyonce. She has grown as a singer. She is, to me, she's not a top tier singer, but it's top enough. She's a top tier entertainer. But interviews, you don't want to interview with her. Every time Beyonce talks, as though she's not quite awakened. I mean, it's nope. I can't do that with her. Nope. Acting, not her thing. But top entertaining, top notch. I've never been to a Beyonce concert because I'm a straight man, but I'm gonna tell you that right now. From what I've seen, it's interesting. If I could figure out a way to take a woman to go and make it seem like I'm taking her for her and not for me, I'd like to go and witness the Beyonce experience. I think the experience will be amazing. But It's not what you want. You know, she sings okay. I got a good friend that says she's great. She has grown as a singer. When she first started, singing really wasn't her thing. It was all about her cheek shaking. But now you can do it. You can't listen. And my saying that her acting ain't her thing is not me hating, because you know how people are like, why are you hating on Beyonce? I'm not. Then your next thing is gonna be she's richer than me. She absolutely is. If Beyonce woke up one day with my money, she'd kill herself. Now, I'm not even gonna dispute that. All I'm saying is we gotta all know what our lane is. Acting isn't her lane. And we can talk about it. It's a Thursday. But I can't talk long because I gotta go to this doctor. So we'll talk about it tomorrow on Friday. Tomorrow's a fun Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. She ruined Lion King. Ruined Lion King. Lion King. She ruined Lion King so bad, we don't even talk about. Lion King became Bruno. Dreamgirls had so many other. Jennifer Hudson was amazing in Dreamgirls. Amazing in Dreamgirls. Eddie Murphy was great in Dreamgirls. It was so much good acting around Beyonce in Dreamgirls that she wasn't able to bring it all the way down. That live action Lion King tore that all up. Tore that to smithereens. You hear me? We don't even talk about it no more. That movie became Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about the live action in Lion King. I don't even know where you can find it anymore. That J was just that bad. They sent out an apology. Are bad. And we had high hopes for it. What about what I want? Huh? When Jennifer Hudson hit you with that what about what I want? What about what I need? What about me? And if we're going to go, here's the thing. If we're going to check the boxes, better singer, J Hud. Better actor, J Hud. Beyonce just got her on the entertaining part. J Hud can't entertain like her. She just lost weight. Her head ain't the right size. It's a lot going on with her. I personally, and I don't like to do this because this means nothing. I find J Hud to be more attractive. I even like Chunky J Hud. Chunky J Hud was a bomb to me. I liked her more when she was chunky than I do now. She looked right sickly. Her head don't fit, all of that. I'm all about J Hud. I'm about that J Hud life. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta be at the doctor at 8:45. And I'm gonna shower because I went walking this morning. So I don't want them to get ball funk. You never know what you got to take off when you go to the doctor. They ask you to take off stuff all the time in the doctor's office. I don't want to have to take off stuff. So I'm gonna go shower real quick and get to this doctor's appointment. Think about it, man, you gotta be prepared. People won't believe. People don't always believe you when you say you do stuff. I've been going through a lot. I hate the fact that people don't believe that you actually went. People don't believe that you actually went to exercise if you don't show stuff. So that's me this morning. Y'all see the time on it. Y'all see the time I took that picture, 6:46 this morning. Y'all see it. That was me this morning. I went to my bad. That was me this morning. I went and I walked the Jordan Bridge this morning. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. So that was that. So I don't want them to catch this ball. I don't want to take this off and release this Uptown Funk. I don't want to Uptown Funk them up. So I'm gonna go get there. What? Whoa! Wait a minute. You just gonna choose violence this morning? You just gonna come in? First of all, I'm going to my cardiologist. That's my heart doctor. That ain't got nothing to do with my prostate. Second of all, I'm not just gonna be running around there just getting my prostate checked every day. That's if I'm going in for multiple prostate exams, there's something different I need to talk to y'all about. There's something different I need to talk to y'all about if I'm going in there and getting numerous prostate exams. They not supposed to be fun. You just came in here out of nowhere talking about go get your prostate checked. That is rude, and rude. Just so y'all know, that's what I did this morning. 1.51 miles. Y'all see it. And it's my 8th fastest. I usually do it a little faster, but that jank is uphill. That Jordan Bridge is uphill both ways, so I ain't got time. Did that in about 25 minutes, 16 minutes per mile walking it. I'm trying to keep it under 15, but again, the Jordan Bridge is a beast. So I went over there, 16.4 minutes per mile, 1.5 miles. So yeah, that's me. That's me this morning. Y'all see it. Don't act like y'all ain't see it. Hey, listen, again, you choosing violence. We're not gonna talk about my rectal at all. Leave my rectal out of this. And until they can figure out a pill or x-ray or something, leave me alone. They not going in there. Stay out of there. I got to watch for my steps. I have a whole Apple Watch, Yana Lee. There's my Apple Watch right there. I track all my stuff on Apple Fitness too. So I'm on it, Yana. I'm on it. All right, Shahar to Smoot. I'm not going to be late. I'm getting ready to go right now. All I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to whole bath it. I'm going to just wash my balls up. I'm going to hit my pits and bits. I'm going to hit these pits and bits, and we're going to be out there. Pits and bits. I'm going to take care of those before I go to the doctor. All right, man. Love y'all like play cousins. I'm out. I mean, I'm not even going to awkward pause y'all today. I'm just going to suddenly cut the show off. Y'all ain't even going to know what happened. I'm just hitting the end button.